Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your March 2019 mid-month general readings. So we're looking at the last half of March from the 15th through the 31st. Thanks to everybody for joining us all here today. Welcome to any newcomers and welcome back to subscribers, followers. And thank you for all of you who take the time to send in your support and comments and feedback. Always welcome, always appreciated. Thank you. And to all of my clients out there, regular and new, thank you to you as well. You guys keep me so wonderfully busy and occupied with personal readings. Always an honor and a pleasure. I always say that, but it's always true. It's always an honor and a pleasure to read for you. So, and as most of you know, those of you who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, live or recorded, you can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below. And you can also go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little About button there. Please feel free to email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I would be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial request within the same day or the first 24 hours with some more info. And scheduling is pretty good too. I do readings full time, 5 to 6 days a week. It's a sum total of what I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with both my schedule and other people's schedules to get you a reading in as timely a fashion as possible. So send me an email if you're interested. We'll go from there. I do a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, of all different types and lengths and costs. So email me if you're interested and we'll see what we can do for you. All right, let's move right into this reading. This is for the water sign of Scorpio for the remainder of March 2019, the last couple of weeks, the 15th through the 31st for Scorpio. Remember that general readings usually resonate a little differently for everybody watching. So if you know your rising and moon sign videos, your Venus too as well. Watch those as well. They can provide additional clarification. Sometimes they can resonate a little more predictably than your sun sign. All right, Scorpio. Okay. All right, Scorpio. We begin with the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, followed by the Six of Cups. From the bottom of the deck, overall energy is the Three of Swords. So Scorpio, I feel like there's an offer coming in. For a smaller portion of you, you may be extending an offer. And I feel like for a lot of you, not all of you, because there's no way that every Scorpio that's watching this video or cross-watching is going to like turn down an offer or have an offer turned down. I mean, that's just logistically not possible. So for some of you, this is going to be different. But what I'm getting is for at least more than half of you, it looks like there's an offer coming in. An offer to partner together, to collaborate together, to work together, perhaps to achieve something or to overcome something. Because that's, here we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. Knights usually represent offers and opportunities, usually fairly fast moving. Because knights are known for being spontaneous and impulsive. They're about missions, quests. They usually have a strong code of ethics. Remember knights in the medieval times. The Knight of Pentacles I've often heard described as slow-moving energy or slow-moving offers or opportunities. I don't necessarily agree with that because all four of the knights are known for being rather swift-moving, faster than civilians. Now, out of all four of the knights, the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest. He's slower than his other three brother knights because this is Pentacles. Pentacles is governed by the element of earth. So the Knight of Pentacles, and if you could sum up the energy of, or the earth energy of Pentacles, it would be stability, security, work, effort, things which make us feel grounded, job, money, security, assets, property, real estate, or the efforts we put into things, the work we put into areas of our life, solid, stable earth energy. So the Knight of Pentacles may be a little slower than his other three brother knights, but still faster than a normal situation moving. But he's going to get there in the end, and he's not going to cut any corners or miss anything by rushing ahead. This is somebody who, it's a solid, stable, reliable offer, kind of covering, you know, all the corners. And it's a tangible offer too, or it's an offer which represents, you know, I'm offering something tangible, or this is what I'm actually offering, and kind of stating it in its wholeness and sincerity, even though it may be a little slower moving than some of the other knights. For, again, a smaller portion of you, you may be the one extending the offer. And this could be to a person. This could be, like, it could be in a love or romantic situation or relationship, particularly coming in. It could be for a job offer or opportunity, or project offer or opportunity, because it is Pentacles. Now, it's clarified by the Three of Pentacles. So the Three of Pentacles is the teamwork card, partnership, collaboration. Everybody agrees on one common goal or one common vision, whether it's in work or a project where we want to accomplish this thing, or we want to build this thing, or even within a personal, intimate relationship. You know, it's about working together to achieve something we both want to achieve. We may not necessarily agree on the methods and the ways, but that's why teamwork is about compromise and negotiation, because it's about agreeing on what the priority is, the most important thing, and everything else, the smaller things, you can give a little, take a little, compromise and negotiate. That's what makes the most successful partnerships and collaborations. So there is this offer coming in. Because of the energy that's surrounding it for many of you, not all of you, but many of you, I feel like this has to do with something that's more emotional. Now, that doesn't mean to say that for some of you it can't be job, work, or career, but it feels like you're turning down, a lot of you are turning down something, or again, a smaller portion of you, you may be the one extending the offer and it's getting turned down. And even though it appears to be a solid offer, and it may indeed be a solid offer, some of you may choose to take this offer. I feel like a lot of you don't, or you're seriously saying you're not, or thinking that you're not going to, because for some reason, whatever is being offered isn't, I get this kind of feeling that you're thinking it's not good enough. It's not what you want. Or it's not everything of what you want. And maybe you're not willing to compromise and negotiate on what you want. Or maybe the other person isn't. Because next we have the Five of Cups and the Six of Cups. And you have the Three of Swords as overall energy too, which is a card of emotional pain, heartbreak, sorrow, disappointment. The Five of Cups also is. Cups is water energy, and in the tarot this is energy of the heart, emotion, a landscape, emotions, feelings. It's the area of our life that deals with relationships. You can see this man is grieving over these three tipped over, spilled out cups and what used to be in them. Loss, grief. Completely focused on what this loss represents. It can be a card about being stuck in the past. However, this is not the Three of Cups, this is the Five of Cups. So right behind this man are these two beautiful golden goblets, still upright, still full, which can represent that there is still something in this to be salvaged, but you can't see it, or the other person can't see it. You can't see it, primarily, because you're only focused on what no longer is, or maybe some bad stuff that happened in the past, and you can't quite get over that, still focusing on it. There's a time to honor their grief, and then there's a time to not. It's time to move on. You can't see what might remain still because you're only focused on what no longer is. This could also represent opportunities which may be in your environment or may be coming, but you can't see them because your back is turned to them because you're solely focused on the loss. It's accompanied and clarified by the Six of Cups, which is a card that's often associated with the past, roots of origin, history, relatives, family, where we grew up, how we grew up, people from the past, or people or situations that we have a long history with. It can represent also looking at something through childlike eyes or rose-colored glasses. It is also sometimes referenced, often referenced as one of the soulmate cards. Now, this one can be a little tricky because it's neither one thing nor the other completely, which is sometimes the tricky part of general readings, because you're reading for many people and you're trying to see it from a variety of different perspectives. I'm feeling like this is a relationship with somebody else primarily, but I feel like for some of you it may be a job offer or opportunity, promotion, maybe that you're turning down because one, it's come too late and there's been too much maybe dirty water under the bridge, or you've moved on already, or you're pretty secure in what you have and it's not good enough, or it's coming too late, or it's not everything that you want. You don't want to compromise anymore. Now, for others of you, you may want to turn it down, or you may even initially turn it down because you're focused on what went before it, which was painful and represented loss and grief. Maybe somebody broke up with you, or somebody left you, or walked away from you, or ghosted you, or betrayed you, or you them, or something of that sort. And maybe it is salvageable. Maybe you can move ahead, but you're having difficulty seeing that because all of your attention is only on what happened before in the past. This is a person, relationship, or job, or something of that sort which you have a history with, or you had a history with. So, I mean, it's a general reading, so I think a lot of you are going to turn this offer down, at least initially. I don't think all of you are, but I think many of you are. And for those of you who do, and you're sincere in it, some of you may do it and then change your mind, or maybe the other person who's presenting it may do something else which proves how sincere they are, and you may decide to work on this and move forward. But I think for those of you who, or job, because it can be both as well. You do have two pentacles, a swords, two cups, either or. As the overall energy for this situation, we have the Three of Swords, which is sometimes the breakup card, the heartache card, sorrow, disappointment. It could be that this brings up this same past hurt. And I think for those of you who turn this down and mean it and don't go back, don't change your mind about it, you still grieve over it, because particularly if it's an emotional or romantic relationship, because perhaps you still love the person. But you simply know that what they're offering you it's too much compromise, negotiation. It's too little of what you want. And so even though you know that it's going to be best, and you know that at some point you'll heal and move on, there's still this grief over it. And the Three of Swords can remind us of that. It's swords, which is air energy, which is mental, cerebral, intellectual energy. It's about our ideas and our thoughts, which is based on our own ideologies and our own belief system, and that affects the way that we see the world and people in the world and how we communicate. So the Three of Swords is primarily about emotional pain or disappointment or hurt or sorrow or grief and loss. That's about maybe people's words and intentions and actions. It can sometimes represent a third-party energy. Maybe that's part of what happened in the past. But the thing about the Three of Swords is that, it's about the pain we experience when the storm brings this in, as you can see with all of these kind of storm clouds and stormy sky atmosphere in the background. But just like, and this is a part of the tarot, it's a part of the path that we walk from being the Fool at the very beginning of the tarot to going through everything and reaching the last card, which is the World. Reaching the top of the mountain. Everything in between is about our journey in life, the Fool's journey through life. And the Three of Swords is part of that journey. It comes into our life to remind, because it brings these opportunities of hurt and pain and disappointment, which bring challenges, which offer us opportunities to grow and learn and become stronger. It's just part of the path. But it's a 3 too, and remember that storms are transitional. No storm is permanent. It comes, it rains, it leaves. And we do heal from it. We do move on from this because this is a 3. It's not like an 8, 9, 10. It's a 3. So we do move on from this, and sometimes this is a necessary part. I mean, it's just part of the path, regardless of what area of your life this falls into. So remember that when the 3 of Swords come up, and don't automatically go, oh my God, it's, it's not pleasant, but it's not permanent either. So I think many of you are going to turn this down, at least initially. Some of you, there may be something because of the history and what you have invested. It may be workable, solvable. I think that it's going to take some work. It's going to take definitely everybody being on the same board, everybody being on board, and everybody saying, okay, if this is a relationship, we need to definitely change and do some different things moving forward. We need to agree on what's important and agree on what's not important, and both of us need to be equally invested in doing this, or it's not going to work. Some of you may choose to do that coming back, and some of you may need to take a second look at it because there may still be some beautiful, valuable things left in it. Some of you are just going to say no to it because it's too much compromise, or maybe there's been too much compromise, or maybe there's been too much time or too much dirty water under the bridge, whether it's a romantic relationship or a job, or somebody coming back and saying, I'm sorry, let's work together now, or something of that sort. Let's clarify this Knight of Pentacles. See if we can get a little bit more about this offer, or who. Might be an earth sign for some of you, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's a general reading though, so how could it possibly be for all of you watching? But it might be for some of you. The offer seems sincere. Clarifying card is the Page of Wands. Page of Wands, the fastest, most impulsive, one of the least likely to complete it. Not to say that that's, I mean, Page is wonderful energy, but he's a bit full of himself. He's got some pride. I feel like, for those of you who are receiving this offer, I feel like the offer is sincere, but you may doubt because the person who's offering it, or wherever it's coming from, may have previously had, and your experience with them has been the Page of Wands, which is somebody who's impulsive and doesn't have the ability to follow through all the way. So you may doubt as to whether, and maybe you've had too much of that, and you may doubt as to whether, you don't maybe doubt the sincerity of the offer. It does look and feel sincere, but you doubt their ability to actually follow through with it from beginning to end. Let's see, let's pull a couple of advice cards. We'll end with that. A couple of advice cards. Because I feel a whole variety of situations here. Yes, no for many of you. No for some of you, and then initially maybe you change, maybe they continue to prove themselves. A flat out no for many of you. Some of you, I don't know. I'm still stuck in what was, and I have a lot of doubts. Let's pull some advice. What should be the deciding factor here? Ace of Pentacles with the Six of Wands. Okay. Aces represent the number 1, so those represent the start of something new, or an opportunity. That's kind of like the seeds or the sparks. Seeds contain a lot of potential, but they require work. They must be planted and watered and fed and nurtured and taken care of so they can grow to their full manifestation and end up giving back to us like a fruit tree. Pentacles is that earth energy again. This is a tangible new beginning. Definitely a tangible, practical new beginning. Something new in a practical sort of way. So relationship, partnership, job, work. If you decide to move forward, it needs to be in a different way, or some distinctively different changes, behaviors, agreements need to be made in order to move ahead. Because the way that you were doing it before is not going to work moving forward in the future. Some of you, this may be actually moving or relocating or just starting over again completely. Again, it's going to be different, but that's where victory and triumph after a struggle comes in. Some of you, it may be that once you put closure on this thing once and for all, because I feel like this has been going on for quite some time. Maybe you've been back and forth with this before. I think a lot of you have. There's history here. Those of you whose spirit is directing you, and I think that you'll know in your intuition and your gut instinct, if it's time for this to go to rest because you know it's not going to be what you want it to be. Something new, I think, is waiting right around the corner. For those of you who are determined to see if this can be salvaged or fixed, I think for some of you there is that opportunity, but you're going to have to actually make changes in a very practical way, whatever that might mean for you. Like if the other person has been the Page of Wands or you have been the Page of Wands, it's time to kind of evolve and grow up a bit. You can't be this Page of Wands in a relationship anymore. It's too focused on self and not enough on the other person or the other people. So it's gonna vary. But I think you need to be pretty practical about whatever this is. Tangible, practical new beginnings are definitely the way to go. And again, for those of you who close this off entirely, I feel like there's another opportunity. You're starting over and in quite a beautiful way, and I feel like there may be an unexpected new opportunity for you around the corner as well. This was an interesting one, a bit tricky. It's going to resonate a little differently. It's always interesting to hear your feedback and to read your comments. But this one I'm feeling like a real variety of significant stories. So it's kind of like trying to divvy them up and address each one. I hope I did an okay job of it. All right, so Scorpio, that pretty much wraps up your March mid-month readings, 15th through the 31st. I hope that it has been helpful. Again, if any of you are interested in a more personal, tailored, just for you, one-on-one reading, please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be most happy to work with you. You can get more info and contact details by clicking on the description link below, or you can go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little About button. I do lots of different types of readings, love and romance, of course, compatibility charting for specific relationships, reconciliation potential, career work and finance, investment readings, gift readings, and I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life over the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look. They both cost the same. And you can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that link is also provided. There's a few different options there too, but it's really great for fast answers to the quick, easier questions. For something really complex or in-depth, perhaps a more traditional reading might be appropriate, so it's up to you. There's a variety of options. So I will see you all again, Scorpio, in a couple of weeks for the April 2019 general readings. Until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care. Bye-bye.